Hello, thank you very much for coming to the 12th Hey Stac. Hope you all got a drink at the bar and whatnot. Welcome. Okay, so first of all I'd like to thank AQL for giving us this fantastic venue. There's a few goodies just outside the door. There's some t-shirts and stickers and stuff like that. And I'd also like to thank Brightbox for being the primary sponsor today. They've given us money behind the bar and to get it shot and stuff like that. And we've got three great talks today. First up we've got Mike, who is going to be talking about staying motivated on side projects. Followed by Jordan, who's going to talk about big data. And then last up we've got Lee, who's going to be talking about and why that's not important, or efficiency and productivity. But first, I want to talk a bit about Hey Stac. So, we're a year old, had 12 events, had 35 talks, one Smurf, although it was unexpected, 704 brownies, all which have been eaten, thanks to Love to Eat, and you lot. Thank you very much for coming, and yeah, turning up's pretty big, so thank you very much for making it what it is. A year is quite a long time, in my opinion, for something to be going, so very thankful for you lot to still be turning up, to be honest. So where next? You know, we've been going for a year. There's not, we could carry on as we are. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, the talk format is fantastic. We've had some great speakers. I want to continue with the talks. You know, everyone in Leeds, there's a really vibrant community full of meetups. We've got Forefront. We've got loads of different user groups like PHP and Ruby and stuff. And I was thinking, well, what can we do next? You know, where can we go from here? You know, we could carry on doing the talks, which is fine, it's great. I think we should keep doing the talks. I think it works really well. But I think we maybe need to mix it up a little bit. So I thought, how can we refresh the Hey Stac brand? You know, it started a year ago, and it was just a logo flung together, and we kind of put on some talks, and people came, and that was great. But how can we take it to the next level? Well, I wanted to refresh the brand. I also wanted to organise the content better. So, you know, we've had 35 talks, but no one can actually access the content from these talks or know what actually went down. So maybe we need a way that we can organise them and make them easier to access, you know, in the future. And how can we evolve the format? So as I said, talks are a great format, but what if we could make something that was a bit more, you know, more than one direction, you know? How can we take it so it's a bit more kind of collaborative? So it's going to improve the interaction. That's one of our kind of focuses. So, two main focuses we have. A new site, which I think some of you have already seen today, and a new event format. First go over the new site. You've already seen most of it. I think most of you have already seen it. It's a fresher look. It's a lot more organised. We've got the next event on the homepage for there for you to see with the sponsor and the talk lineup and stuff. And then we're trying to kind of basically take what we've had in the past and make it easy for people to review and kind of learn from these talks. So a good example is Chris's last month on Agile Design. You know, people might be interested in that who weren't here, so we want to make it easy for them to access. You know, the talks pages have the slides on, the videos and so on. The design's still evolving a bit. There's still some things to touch up. I know, like the first thing you probably did when you opened it was you grabbed the sidebar and you shrunk it down and saw if it was responsive, and it is. So, but that's, you know, it's something that we're going to keep working on and hopefully get to something. You know, some pages aren't quite finished. The people pages and the tags pages, maybe a bit more design love. But the idea is that it's all about the content. It's about finding design talks, agile talks, motivation talks, whatever. And a blog. It's taken us a year to get a blog. I've got a blog now. So that's the site. That's part of the progression of Hey Stac. Along with the new brand, obviously, everyone's seen the Hey. You know, we've dropped the Stac part. It's more about it standing on its own as its own brand. Yeah, it's available there. Everyone knows that. So that's the first part of the refresh. The second part is about this new event format. So, you know, talks are great. Obviously, we've got 3 great talks tonight, and I think that format is absolutely fantastic. But what if we could bring something else to the party? What if we could say, well, you know, what if we took people who were in the industry and put them on a stage with, you know, gave them loads of beer and maybe had a bit of a Q&A with them and see how that evolves? So this is the new format. It's called Lectures. It's going to be a sofa. a one-to-one with known figures in the industry, going through stories, successes, failures, and a Q&A at the end, basically. And that is going to expand to the audience as well. So the Q&A is going to initially be contributed to on Twitter, so people can pitch questions. But then we'll also then open that up to the floor on the day, and hopefully that'll evolve into something that's quite a nice discussion. It's more about getting rid of this barrier, really, and kind of having a chat with people who we are inspired by, or people who we find interesting and want to know a bit more about. So the first one's going to be in August the 19th. We've got 2 great lectures lined up, and we're going to have more information about that coming soon. And that's pretty much all I've got to say about Stac, really. Hopefully the next year it's going to evolve, and we're going to see these new formats kind of bring a whole new crowd of people in, hopefully break down barriers between technical people and event people, and kind of try and merge it all into this big melting pot, which we kind of have today, but just make it hopefully able to fill more of this room. And that's all I've got to say, really, now. I think it's probably time to crack on with the first talk.